Our first caller is Audrey from Rhode Island.
Audrey, how are you?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thanks, Vine Pump, for this opportunity to be a caller. This is something I wanted to do for a long time, so very excited and grateful.
Oh, welcome. How can we help you?
I'll get to my question, but I want to say thank you first. I have been listening to the show for over 5 years now, and through that time, you started as kind of my parasocial personal trainers and coaches to help me through, some disordered eating and overtraining and towards a much healthier relationship with fitness and exercise. So I really appreciate that. And I also have gotten a lot of value from the introductions of your show where you discuss mainstream trends and some current events and mainstream narratives and political things. I find a lot of value from your discussions and the way you challenge each other. It doesn't always, I'm probably not your typical demographic when it comes to that. And as I'm not a parent and I'm a young liberal grad student, so I get a lot of value from hearing your perspectives. It adds nuance to my own ideas and kind of pulls me out of my echo chamber. And so I listen to every episode all the way through, and I get a lot from those. So thank you.
Wow, thank you.
I love that.
I love that.
That's rad.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so my question is kind of how to balance some upper and lower body training around my serious focus on improving my favorite sport, which is bouldering and rock climbing. I've been going climbing about 2 to 3 times a week for about a year and a half now, so it's still fairly new to me. And I haven't quite dialed in my training routine around that when it comes to strength training. And I do enjoy a little bit of running to try and get faster. My goals are to improve my bouldering skills, maintain a good level of cardiovascular endurance and speed, and then also build a strong, athletic, lean body. And so I was hoping to get your advice on kind of how to structure a routine around all that climbing. Currently, what I've been doing is, like I said, climbing 2 to 3 times a week, and then trying to do some full body routines around that. But it ends up kind of just looking like push movements and leg movements. And I feel that I'm lacking some of the more athletic performance or kind of challenging different planes of motion. But I don't want to overdo it on the upper body since I am climbing so much.
Yeah. Good question. Really, really good question. And so you're really serious about bouldering. So, of course, bouldering is going to be the most important thing that you do, right? It's going to be practicing the skill of bouldering. And bouldering and climbing require a great deal of mobility and end range strength. So for people who aren't familiar, when you watch bouldering or rock climbing, isometric strength is important because oftentimes you have to hold yourself in certain positions while you're looking for a place to put your foot or your hand. But then also you reach for areas, and then you got to be able to grind yourself out of those areas to, get to the next spot. And so for lower body, what you want to do is really challenge end range of motion strength. And for the upper body, you want to do a few exercises. And what this looks like is like once a week strength training. More than that is going to
Impede.
It's going to impede on your progress in bouldering, because bouldering, it's quite intense. And there's a huge strength component.
And you're doing it at least 2 to 3 times. So
that's right.
Well, that's plenty.
That's right. So, what would a good lower body exercise look like? Sumo stance, deep squats, split stance exercises with a really wide stance.
Long range strided lunges. Cossack squats would be great.
Yep. Where you're really focusing on control and that end range of motion and stability. And then for upper body, you're picking a few strength exercises at most, and the intensity is moderate. So what it looks like is you're doing sets of 5 or 6 with a weight that you could probably do 9 with, or 10. So it's hard, but it's not really hard. And you're just practicing the movement. And what you should notice, if this is all works together, is when you go bouldering, you should feel stronger. You shouldn't feel like you just took away from your ability to boulder.
Do we have a program right now that we could just like scale her down to 1 day a week and say follow that? Like, what would be closest?
Ideally, it would be like phase 2 of performance. Like if just
pick one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Just that, like 1 or 2 or like a week of that. Just do the one workout from that particular phase, because it focuses so much on all the different ranges of motion and different planes of motion. So,
Audrey, do you have performance yet? Mass performance?
No, I was kind of between that one or Performance 15
There you
because I was
go.
wondering, I do like to be at the gym. So if I could break it up a little bit over
That'd be
multiple
great. Yeah, if you
days,
could do
That's a
that.
great option
Mhm.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would.
it.
Yeah.
That'll
No.
pretty much solve
If
it.
you were already leaning that way, I would
Yep.
prefer that way because you just doing 2 exercises a day is going to be far better and less likely for you to overreach.
That's
and-
right. Yeah, because if
So-
you're in the gym that much, that's perfect.
Yeah.
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 I like to get there, kind of in the mornings almost every day and for a shorter period of time before school. So
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
And then what you would do is on the days you boulder, you could either skip those days or you could
Yeah.
do the strength training at the end, but probably better to skip those days. So what it would look like is 15 performance, then you do your bouldering, and then when you're not bouldering, then you would just jump right back into the program.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great. That's some of the advice that I'd want. And I think would include more of those multi-plane movements that
Yeah,
I'm not doing when I
sure.
just end up benching and squatting. So
Yeah. And keep in mind, like those traditional exercises will help as well.
Mhm.
yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with them, but I like 15 performance because it's so functional based.
Yeah.
And the volume is so low that it would complement what you're doing.
I wouldn't follow it by the week either. The way I would follow is just workouts in a row. In other words, like you're going to be every day that you go to the gym, that's workout 1, then you go the next week. It doesn't matter if it falls on this
Right.
goes into the second week. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you don't have to, even though we structure it by the week, these are the 6 workouts for the
You
week.
just follow in order.
You just follow an order, so it doesn't matter. So it's like when you're working out, you follow that one, and then the next time you come to the gym, whether it's a day later or 2 days later, you follow the next
That's
next
right.
workout, and just use that structure like that with what you're already currently doing. I think,
And
would
then
be
make
great.
sure to take a day off when if you start to feel a little like fatigued, just take a day off and then jump back in when you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, great. That's really great advice. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah,
You
very
got
good.
it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Good for you. That's a fun sport.
Thanks. Yeah, it's great. And it complements training, our strength training a lot. So
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Totally.
So great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had for you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. I
Yeah,
appreciate
appreci-
the growth mindedness
Yeah,
too.
I love it. We appreciate the support.
Of course. All right. Have a good day. Bye.
too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, bouldering is an interesting. They have their own culture and community.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not, it's not like I'm in it, so it's not like but I've gone to, what's that, Castle Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Where you go hike and you go there and there's always these guys, guys and girls that are bouldering and you can see like they have their own like culture.
Oh yeah, Yosemite's big for that. Yeah, like I had a few trainers I used to work with that were like really into bouldering, and they could do the 1 finger pull-ups
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that. And it's just that in-range strength and that grip and that control of their body and everything else is like on another
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to her advice is we all shouted out a bunch of great exercises that if she can use some of those and replace in MAPS 15. So if there's a traditional
Yeah.
exercise in there,
It's so well made though. The 15 is going to cover some of
yeah,
those.
she should be fine.
I would have put her to kettlebells too, like if at all possible. But just dumbbells is going to work
Yeah.
the same.
And then side note, like for people who always inquire about grip strength and how it impedes their ability to deadlift or whatever, look at rock climbers. The ability of your hands to get strong we just don't even understand. Like we
Yeah.
can get really, really strong hands if you train properly.